outside their Centerville home Tuesday morning. Police say just before 9 a.m. yesterday, they received a call from a man who told them he shot his wife and needed help. Officers found both Timothy and Katherine Price dead from gunshot wounds.
On May 4th, 2021, the quiet suburban community of Centerville, Georgia, was shattered by an unthinkable tragedy. Master Sergeant Katherine Price, 36, a dedicated Air National Guard member who had served her country for nearly 2 decades, became a victim of domestic violence in its most fatal form, murdered by her husband, Timothy Price, 41, who then took his own life. That morning, Timothy contacted emergency services from their home at 100 Arbor Creek in Centerville, Houston County, making a chilling admission. He had shot his wife. When police arrived and received no response, the situation escalated quickly, requiring the Houston County Special Response Team. After hours of attempted communication, the tactical team entered the home to discover both Katherine and Timothy deceased from gunshot wounds. Welcome to Unseen True Crime Stories, where the darkest secrets and untold cases come to light. Consider subscribing and tapping the notification bell. That way, you won't miss our next true crime story. Katherine Price represented the best of American military service. For 18 years, she worked as a budget analyst with the Georgia Air National Guard's 116th Air Control Wing at Robins Air Force Base in Warner Robins, Georgia. She had achieved the rank of Master Sergeant, a position reflecting years of competent service and leadership. Katherine balanced her military duties with raising 3 children and maintaining active involvement at Fellowship Bible Baptist Church. Her 18-year-old daughter, Camilla Ridley, was just weeks away from graduating from Northside High School and preparing to attend either Savannah State University or Kennesaw State University. Katherine's stable federal career provided financial security and represented a life built on dedication, stability, and quiet professionalism. Timothy Price was Katherine's husband of 11 years and father of their 3 children. Unlike his wife's stable military career, Timothy operated in the volatile world of small business ownership, running TP's Automotive, a trucking company based in Byron, Georgia, an industry known for razor-thin profit margins and intense competition. To family and community, Timothy appeared devoted. His nephew, Caleb Miles, later said Timothy had been a father figure and that the couple was always good to people. They were active in church, involved in their children's lives, and by all appearances, a successful, stable family. No one in their social circle, church community, or extended family reported seeing any signs of domestic conflict or abuse. This complete concealment of conflict is tragically common in murder-suicide cases, where victims often fear professional repercussions, damage to family reputation, or disbelief from others.
The Old Stone Crossing subdivision in Centerville. He asked for help while on the phone, but when officers got to the scene, they tried to speak with someone inside the home, but there was no answer. They couldn't get in touch with anyone inside. They walked around the back of the home and saw broken glass, so they called in Houston County Special Response Team. The Houston County Special Response Team forced their way into the home after several canisters of tear gas were thrown inside in an effort to force Timothy out of the home, but he never did. When officers finally got inside, they found both the wife and husband dead.
Husband and wife were found dead in their Centerville home, and a neighborhood turned into a crime scene. Our crew spent hours on Arbor Creek as Centerville police and the GBI worked to figure out what happened. Brittany Miller joins us now with the latest. Brittany, what did neighbors say about the couple?
And Victoria, those who lived right next door looked at Timothy and Katherine Price as a family of their own. Neighbors who knew the Prices well stood outside today for hours mourning over the husband and wife that they referred to as a power couple. Just before 9 this morning, Timothy Price called 911 asking for help because he had just shot his wife, Katherine. When police got to the house in the Old Stone Crossing subdivision, they couldn't reach Timothy, so they called in the special response team to get inside the house. Neighbors say the team threw tear gas through the windows. One woman said she knew the situation was serious when the ambulance came but didn't leave with anyone. Tell her that. Neighbors had tears in their eyes while trying to comfort one another today. This shooting leaving them stunned as they say the couple was nothing but loving toward one another. Wooden says she empathizes for both sets of parents and the Price children who were without both their mother and father tonight.
After some sort of investigation coupled with the initial call made by Timothy, police came to the conclusion that Timothy got into an altercation with his wife for some reasons that remains unknown to anyone at this time, which was why he shot his wife. After he did that, he called the police with the hope of helping her, but later changed his mind and then decided to hurt himself too.
The news sent shockwaves through Centerville, Warner Robins, and the military community at Robins Air Force Base. Family members and friends universally expressed disbelief there had been no police calls, no documented history of domestic violence, no visible warning signs. The most heartbreaking aspect was the 3 children orphaned in a single day. Kamia, just 18 and weeks from graduation, suddenly had no parents. The day after the murders, family members created a GoFundMe campaign titled Kamia Ridley's College Fund to help with her college expenses. The community responded with overwhelming generosity. 118 people donated $8,300 toward the $10,000 goal. On May 9, 2021, friends and family gathered at Center Park in Centerville for a memorial balloon release. Kamia spoke at the event, showing remarkable strength, as did Katherine's god sister, LaShondra Hooks, who remembered Katherine's nearly 2 decades of service and dedication to her children. Experts analyzing the case identified several risk factors that place the Price family in a high-risk category. Research shows that military-affiliated murder-suicide perpetrators tend to be older and in longer-term marriages. Timothy, 41, and Katherine, 36, married 11 years, fit this profile exactly.
Investigation, we don't go in with a preconceived notion, oh, this is a murder. We work everything like it's a murder until we can prove it's not a murder. And it may be a natural, it may be an accidental.
Between Katherine's stable federal career and Timothy's volatile small business, created potential power imbalances that may have fueled feelings of inadequacy or loss of control. Counterintuitively, military-affiliated perpetrators are statistically less likely to have documented histories of intimate partner violence, meaning traditional warning systems relying on prior reports may miss high-risk cases entirely. Katherine's service in the Air National Guard rather than active duty meant less frequent contact with base resources, making intervention even more difficult. The tragedy exposed critical gaps in the Department of Defense's Family Advocacy Program, which is primarily reactive rather than proactive in identifying at-risk families.
Inside their Centerville home Tuesday morning, police say just before 9 a.m. yesterday, they received a call from a man who told them he shot his wife and needed help. Officers found both Timothy and Katherine Price dead from gunshot wounds. Brianna Richardson spoke with family members today. She joins us live with the latest on this case.
Yes, Frank, and since I've been here, people have come by to drop off flowers and teddy bears to pay their respects. Now, today I spoke with Timothy's nephew, Caleb Miles, and he says his family is still in shock. And when he got here on Tuesday morning, he just couldn't understand. 19-year-old Caleb Miles says his mom woke him up Tuesday morning saying she had to rush to his uncle's house, so he went along.
So I got there, I seen all the police and stuff, and I'm just like, what's going on? Because it wasn't no bad relationship or nothing with them. Like, we never heard anything, well, I never heard anything bad about their relationship where something like this was going on. So I'm just like lost. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
41-year-old Timothy Price owned a truck company and drove 18-wheelers. He previously worked at Frito-Lay. And 36-year-old Katherine Price worked at Robins Air Force Base for the 116th Air Control Wing. Family members say the couple has been married for 11 years. They have 3 children and were members of Fellowship Bible Baptist Church.
Right now, it's just shocking. Like, we never expected nothing like this. Like, it feels like something you would read in a book or like see in a movie or something like that. So for something like that to happen so close, it's just everybody's lost right now.
And I spoke with GBI Special Agent in Charge Todd Crosby. He says this case is not being ruled as a murder this time.
If we go to a death investigation, we don't go in with a preconceived notion, oh, this is a murder. We work everything like it's a murder until we can prove it's not a murder. And it may be a natural, it may be an accidental, but we're not gonna call it until after the autopsy is done And until all our investigative acts have been completed, all our evidence has been processed.
Miles says he grew up with the Price family because they treated him like their own.
I always remember him as like that father figure, like always looking out. Even though I wasn't his child and he had his own family, he always looked out for me. And Kat bringing me in like I was one of their own too. Like she just treated everybody like family, and they were just always good to people.
We did receive a statement from Robins Air Force Base about Katherine Price, who worked on base for 18 years. The statement said she was a valued member of their organization and respected by many. It went on to say, quote, "In the Georgia Guard, we are family. And when we lose a member, it is felt by everyone."
The police processed the scene and also took the kids into custody. The kids were put in the care of the family. They would begin their lives without any of their parents, which might be a very hard one as they grow up. The shooting left their neighborhood stunned, with residents calling the power couple murder surprising, as they were very pleasant neighbors.
Well, dozens of people gathered at Center Park in Centerville tonight for a balloon release for Katherine Price, the woman killed on May 4th in a murder. Friends got to share their own memories about the 36-year-old, who was also a member of the Georgia Air National Guard and worked at Robins Air Force Base for almost 2 decades. Members of her family, including Price's 18-year-old daughter and godsister, thanked the community.
She just is so loved and just a positive, outgoing type of person. Like anybody she came across, she left a positive impact on them. Like you can ask anybody.
I'm just grateful for everybody that came out. It's no secret that Katherine touched a lot of people's lives, including mine. And you can just see that from the love and the support that was shown.
Katherine Price spent 18 years serving her country with distinction. She raised 3 children, supported her community, and fulfilled her duties with quiet professionalism. She deserved protection from the violence that took her life. In January 2022, months after the Price murders, Secretary of the Air Force Frank Kendall directed a comprehensive 90-day review of how the department handles domestic violence. While the Price case may not have been the sole catalyst, it exemplifies the exact problems needing to be addressed. A long-serving service member killed by her civilian spouse in a situation that gave no visible warning signs and fell through the cracks of existing support systems. Experts recommended proactive risk assessment tools, enhanced outreach for National Guard families, expedited financial support for surviving dependents, and better integration between civilian and military services. Katherine's story is not just a tragedy, it's a call to action, reminding us that domestic violence can hide behind any door. The 3 Price children carry forward their mother's legacy, their resilience standing as testament to Katherine's strength and the community support that surrounded them in their darkest hour. This is the kind of story Unseen True Crime Stories is dedicated to sharing, not just for entertainment, but for vital, grim lessons. If this story stirred something in you, if it made you think, then you know you need to be here for the next one. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and if you're still scrolling past without joining, I have to ask, what truth are you afraid to face? What essential understanding are you willing to miss out on? Tell us in the comments. We'll be here continuing to shed light on the shadows, because sometimes understanding the darkness is the only way to find the light. Thank you for watching.